welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing with you another craft haul video that's a little bit different than what I have shared in the past. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a thrift store craft haul with just a little bit of Dollarama at the end and maybe one or two things from eBay, depending on how long this video is. I always love shopping at the thrift store, but one of my favorite things to look for there is craft supplies. You can always get them at such a discount from people who are either getting rid of their stash or, in sort of sadder cases, people who have passed away and their stuff is donated. In any case, I can always find a really great deal on some craft supplies at the thrift store. Locally, we have a thrift store where they've got a back section where they've got just binned areas and things are actually sold by the pound. The craft section ranges from $1 to $2 a pound. They've got a glassware section, a bakeware section, all that kind of stuff. But I love sifting through all the bins in that craft section of the thrift store. And I always find some really great deals. And some of it is not actually what I would qualify as card making supplies. But I find when I buy just general craft supplies at the thrift store, I always end up being way more creative and having some awesome products. So this is the big bag of stuff I got at the thrift store, and I'll just kind of go through it with you today, show you what I got. Some of it is not card making stuff, like I said, but I use it for cards and it's so cheap at the thrift store. This first thing I got is this Forever in Time glitter embossed stickers. There is one sticker missing, but I don't mind. This was, I believe, originally a dollar store brand. At least here, Walmart and Dollar Tree sell the Forever in Time brand. So they can be very, very cheap. However, like I said earlier, my local thrift store that I went to today is set up in a way that the back section is all pay by pound. This week they were having a deal where all of the stuff in the craft section was $1 a pound. And this is pretty light, so there's no way it's a pound. So I know I definitely at least paid cheaper than I would have gotten it at Dollar Tree. It's got a little bit of glitter on it. It's going to be a little bit hard to see. I'll show you in a bit, but there's that one piece that's missing, but we've still got these border pieces in some of the corners, which I think are super cute. And yeah, there's that glitter. So I really like these, and it's kind of something different and unique and something that's probably old. So people coming out with cards now don't have them. So if you're looking to make something with this specific thing, I can't direct you anywhere to go and get it. But this was, just a great find. I always find a lot of stickers at the thrift store. And they're always, like I said, super, super, super cheap. And you get to be creative with them, and it mixes it up a little bit. The next thing I found was at the very bottom of a bin, and it's these Dotto glue dot adhesive roll refills or something along those lines. And I don't actually have the machine or the dispenser, but it did come with instructions, and it's basically actually just a roll of dotted double-sided tape. So this I thought would be really great for like sticking stuff down, using in the place of my double-sided tape that I actually have right now. Again, it was $1 a pound. What they do is they just stack all of the craft supplies that you've picked onto the scale and keep it all together. It's 49 feet. It is a refill, but it also lets me try this product out. I haven't actually quite looked it up yet. Maybe I will, and if I do here, I'll put it up in the top what the actual price is and if this is still sold. Because if I do like it, I've got it for less than $1 to try it out the first time, and I could purchase a brand new one, or even the dispenser if I end up really liking the product. So that's another thing. Sometimes if you can find stuff that's newer in the package, you can find stuff at the thrift store that people have gotten rid of because they have no use for it, and it lets you give something a try or a product a try for the first time that you may or may not like, and you don't feel so bad spending some money on it. So the next item that I got here, I'm just going to dig it out, is lace. I love getting lace and ribbon at the thrift store. The reason I do is because it's there all the time. They normally are just like smaller sections that people are getting rid of, or they've, maybe made a project with it and they've got leftover bits, but this one came in as a Ziploc bag. I guess whoever donated it just packed it up for us nicely, but you get that out of the way. And so sometimes you can kind of actually tell the demographic of the people who are donating to the thrift store when you see kind of what's been donated. These ones, typically, I'm in a small town, so a lot of the stuff is coming from older families, and a lot of the demographic of my area, my local area, is an older community. So there's a lot of stuff that's kind of vintage, which I really like as well. And that's another bonus to the thrift store. You get stuff that's a little bit more vintage, and I like that. So this was super cute. I can add it as a little backing for a card, or you could decorate something else with it. Again, as I've said in many haul videos, I won't be using this to wrap anything or for sewing, but I can use about this much on a card, and I've got a ton of it. It's a nice big roll, and again, $1 a pound. And I will let you know the price of the total thrift haul at the end of the video, but for now I'm just going to let you see what I got because these weren't priced individually. They were priced by pound. So everything that I got from the thrift store is all going to be combined into one price. This is the second piece that I got. It's a really nice, pretty light pink with embroidery around the edge. It's got a scalloped edge here. Somebody might have used it for a blanket or something and they got a little bit left over. I'm okay with that. This one I'm not going to fully unwrap, but it is a whole heck of a lot of white lace trim. In my eBay craft haul video, you saw that I bought a bunch of this. I love using this on cards. It just adds a little bit of texture, a little bit of something else to the card, and it just elevates your cards, I think. Makes them just a little bit more elegant. In keeping with the lace and ribbon, I also got this. I thought it was ribbon when I bought it, but I didn't pull it out of the bag. But it's actually just a piece of lace, which I'm okay with. And if I wanted to, I could cut it, but I'll probably I could cut it into a ribbon. But what I'll most likely do is just use it like this, cut it into a square. I could make a little backdrop for a card. You can also stamp over top of it, and you get a nice kind of like an overlay, which always looks super nice on paper. So there's a lot of things that you can do with it, but yeah, cut out the design and stick it on, take the floral portion of it and remove it from the rest of it and stick that onto a card. Just tons of stuff that you can do with lace, and I just love lace. It's like kind of vintage, kind of shabby chic, but super pretty and kind of girly. And wedding cards, it always looks really nice on. Cards for little girls, you can make tutus out of it on them. Very cute. So I always am on the lookout kind of for some lace. I've got a whole little stash of lace ribbons and lace pieces that I love to use on cards. This one, in keeping with the lace theme, is a gorgeous like emerald green, kind of ruched lace. I really like this one. It is a gorgeous color. It was on this board, which actually made the price probably more expensive than it was because you are paying by weight. I don't mind though, it kept it nice and organized. You could use it again as a little tutu on a card. You could just do a border. This color's awesome for Christmas. I know we're so far away from Christmas so far, but I'll stock up for it now. But I love the color, love the pattern. Could definitely get some use out of this. And again, all of this stuff was super, super cheap. And in the event that I do change my mind, I always will just go and donate it back and someone else can enjoy it. But I never have trouble finding pieces of lace or awesome little pieces of ribbon at the thrift store, and they come in so handy. So moving on, I got this kind of, I don't know what to call it, a ladder stitch lace ribbon crochet. I'm not sure. It's like a little bit of a rougher material. I have no idea what this would have been used for originally, but I thought it was kind of cute. It's a nice pattern. It, I think, would work well as a ladder on a card. Like if you did say a fire truck card and you took a piece and laid it out flat as a ladder, I think that would be awesome. You could use it as a border. Again, they wrapped it on the cardboard, so it was a little bit more expensive, but that's fine. And I just have so many ideas for that one. I'm so excited. So the next thing is actually fairly similar to the last. It's another kind of a thicker threaded lace crocheted, I don't know, ribbon. It's got a nice pattern. I kind of like this one as well. It'd be a good border. cute little bit. I don't know what this would be used for, but I really like this one, and there's a whole bunch of it, so I'm not going to unravel it for you, but yeah, I love to get these little laces and ribbons, and they come in like very handy. I don't know. I don't know what more to say about these laces. I feel like I keep saying the same thing, but it's true. I just love to use these, and they add some texture. They add a little bit of interest. They're delicate and intricate and kind of vintagey. And anyways, I'll stop blabbering on about the ribbon. The next thing I got is kind of like ribbon, but a little bit different. It's this paper ribbon. It says it's for crafts and florals. It's basically a paper ribbon. I've never really seen anything like this, so I was kind of excited when I saw it. It looks a little bit old, like a dated pattern, but that's okay. Sometimes I like that kind of stuff. I like the older stuff, the vintagey stuff, but the first little layer here is kind of a little bit mangled, which is okay. I can't complain. Again, it was $1 a pound, so we're still way less than $1 with the weight of this. So, and there's a whole bunch of it inside. You can again do a border. You could stamp over top of this as well, or paint over top of it and use it more like a stencil. That would look really cute as well as kind of like a background detail. There's just lots of things you can do these. I don't know what it would have been used for originally. It says like crafts and floral, but again, I've never really seen it, so I'll just be using it for cards probably. And moving on from all the ribbons and laces, I got these scrapbook rivets. They're basically a snap for paper crafting. Again, I've never really seen anything like these. This is a brand new package of 12. They're metal. They're kind of like a rusted bronze color. And I actually like these. When I first bought them, I actually thought they were just like either for fabric crafting, or that they were either plastic, or that they were just like, I don't know, made to look like an industrial piece for scrapbooking or something, but apparently they actually do act as a snap, which is kind of neat. So I have yet to actually open them and try them out, but even so, I've got a bunch of ideas on snapping together cards that I can do, or pieces that open up and flaps and that kind of stuff, and I'm super excited to be able to try these out for super cheap without having to buy these for like a larger amount of money if I'm not going to be able to use them, or they're not going to work as intended. So I don't know. I like to have these items like this. And again, like I said, brand new. And I don't always find brand new stuff at the thrift store, but I find it kind of comes and goes in waves depending on who's donated stuff. So I love, love, love checking the thrift store. So I'm always there. The next thing that I got was this little piece of fabric. They have little sections with material at the thrift store as well, and sometimes you can actually find it. They prepackage things into little bags, and they sell them kind of as a group, and it's either fabric scraps or sewing scraps and that kind of stuff, but you can get some really cute little patterns, and this pattern I just love. I actually just recently ordered a stamp set. I can't remember the name of it, but maybe I'll stick it up in the corner if I can find it. And it's got little squirrels on it, and it's like a harvest themed stamp set. And this I think would be so cute as a little backing on that card. You could even cut out this squirrel and stick that onto some foam and then use that as an embellishment for a card. I mean, you could just use it as fabric. You can make little hand warmers for somebody as a gift, but little pieces of fabric like this I think are super cute, and I always kind of pick them up when they're a nice pattern and they're fun, or they'd be nice in a card, I think. So again, it's another thing that is not made for card making, but can definitely be used for card making and can be found for super cheap at the thrift store. There's always somebody making a quilt who's got these leftover pieces of fabric who have no idea what to do with them, or maybe have no desire to keep holding on to them. And I don't blame them. I mean, it's always nice to destash and clean up a little bit, but that's what I am here for. I will pick up all of your little pieces of fabric scrap and I will make cards out of them. So next, here's another piece. I actually didn't even know that this came. It was like stuck in with some of the ribbon. I think it's actually got a pin here. I'm just going to take the pin out so I don't end up poking myself, but it looks like somebody was in the middle of making something, maybe a bib. I have no idea, but super cute little kind of vintage floral pattern. Nice bright colors. You could make a little bow for a card out of this. You could cut the fabric into the shape of a dress and put it on a person on the card. You could do like a closet card and cut out a bunch of dresses. I think that'd be cute. Anyways, again, fabric is super awesome. Now this is the only thing that I got that wasn't in the per pound section. This bag was sold as $1 for the whole thing. Again, this is what I was talking about with where they have the fabric scraps in a bag or ribbon scraps in a bag. These are always really, really nice, and you can kind of find some cool stuff, and there's always something buried in the middle that you didn't know was there, and it's like a little surprise bag. So the first thing in here was these craft wooden butterflies. Now this code at the top here is definitely a Dollarama code, so I know it did come from the dollar store originally. And on the back here, actually somewhere else was selling it for 50 cents. And it does say Dollarama on the back. So it was purchased at Dollarama, which means that it was most likely $1 since it doesn't have a different price printed on it, which is fine. If this was even the only thing in the bag, I would have just paid retail for it, but I did get a bunch of other stuff in this little bag, so I know I paid less than I would have originally. Not entirely sure what I'm going to do with these yet, but they are nice, and there is one that's broken in there, but that's okay. I think there's 8 others that aren't, so this is all the stuff that came in this. Next one is this, which I definitely recognize as a Recollections embellishment package, and it is from Michaels, so I'm pretty confident in my thinking that this belongs to Recollections. I think that these were supposed to be sticky originally. They are no longer sticky. They've lost their sticky, but that's okay. I have glue, I have foam tape, I have ways of making these stick to a card, and I just love the colors. There's only 2 of them, but that's okay. Again, I don't need mass quantities of everything. I'm not, for the most part, making cards en masse to sell as a large retailer, so that's okay. And I might actually look up this barcode and see what the original price was for these and see if they've still got them, because I do really like these ones. And then I can let you know what I would have saved on these, because that's kind of fun for me too. So these next things, they're all exactly the same. I'm going to start with the green one because this is the one that actually caught my eye, and this is why I bought the bag. And it's got these 5 kinds of different ribbon or wrap. It's got this one that's kind of like a woven twine. It's got one that's kind of like a shoelace, some regular twine, which is pretty boring, but they got burlap. They got a nice lace one at the bottom, and I really love these colors. They're like a nice springy color, but the green could also be used for Christmas. The burlap could be used for Christmas as well, and there's just so much you could do with these. Like this shoelace one, you could make a shoe card with it and use this as a shoelace or anything. You could do so much with these, and like I said, the green is awesome for Christmas cards. Burlap is always in and will always be good on a Christmas card, and it's just awesome. So this one I really liked, but there was also 2 more that are exactly the same, just different color formulations. White twine is on the last one, and just like the beiges, and then the middle is this lovely turquoise color, and look, they're from Michaels. And I'm pretty sure that these are probably just from that $1.50 bin or those little sale bins at the front, but I don't care. Somebody probably bought a whole bunch of these for, I don't know, making decorations or making a wedding or something, and they had some extra. They just popped them in a bag to donate them, and we are benefiting from them. So these are super cute. I love this teal color, and the white one is super nice as well. And definitely I can use these on cards. These ones I might look up as well, just so I can see what the original price was, but for sure, I know that I got a better deal on these because all of this stuff in the bag was only $1. So, and I keep saying that, but, and maybe you don't care. Maybe you don't care about any of this thrift style, but I love shopping at the thrift store, and I find that sometimes the thrift stores get a bad rap. I know sometimes you kind of have to go back and check them out, but I love going, and it's so worth it. It's not as dingy as people sometimes think it is, and it's just awesome. So there is one more thing that I got at the thrift store, actually 2 more things, but I'm going to show those at the end of the video just because they're bigger things and it's going to take me a long time to flip through them. And my desk is a total mess right now. I've just taken all that stuff out and I've just been stacking it beside me, and I've got a whole bunch of other stuff that I've picked up or that I have laying around on my desk that I really need to clean up. So there's not much room, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to film this part and then I'll have to show you the rest when I get a bit of a wider view because they are slightly larger items. Now, in my trip today, I also stopped at Dollarama. They have Dollarama in Canada. I have no idea if they have it in the States, but basically it's a dollar store. Things range from $1 to about $6. They don't normally go higher than $6, but it's not quite a dollar store because it does get a little more expensive than a dollar. So the first thing I picked up was this Studio 112 2-pack of washi tape. They're actually pretty small rolls of washi tape, and I don't actually know if you can call it washi tape. They had 2 patterns of it. I got this one. It's got little triangles in blue with the occasional orange one, and then this pink polka dot one. I thought they were super cute, and I was always on the fence about washi tape. I thought it looked pretty, but I never thought I was going to use it. And recently, for whatever reason, I have been obsessed, and I've just been picking up washi tape left, right, and center every time I go out. So I picked up this one, adding it to my collection, and we'll probably see it sometime on a card there. I don't know yet exactly what I'm going to do with it, but that's kind of what I like about washi tape, or what I'm finding that I like about washi tape, is that I can get these patterns, and sometimes just from the pattern of the washi tape, I can kind of get an idea of something I want to do for a card or a scrapbook page or something. But here's a close-up of the pattern. I just love those triangles. Polka dots are nice too, but I'm not a huge pink fan, but I do love those triangles. So these will definitely be used. And you get 16 feet in total, or 5 meters total, so about 2.5 meters per roll. So again, it's not a ton of products, especially since it's a smaller roll, smaller width, but the whole package was $1, so 50 cents a roll. I'm not going to really complain about it, and I'm even okay if it's not as sticky, because if I'm sticking it on a card, I can always kind of glue it. But anyway, so this is the washi tape that I got at Dollarama. The next stuff I got, actually, I have never seen at Dollarama before, and I actually was at Dollarama the other day, and I didn't see it at that one, but I went to a new one today that I don't normally go to, and I saw these super cute little butterflies. They were marked at $1, which is awesome. Sometimes you find the nice craft supplies are like for $5, which is fine, but normally when I'm at the dollar store buying dollar or craft supplies or anything, I'm looking for stuff that's like $1, $2. I don't want to buy something that's $5 or $6 unless it's something that I really think is awesome. But these butterflies are super awesome and such a great deal for $1. They had 4 different colors that I saw. They had this orange, they had the blue one, they also had a pink one, and then they had a white and gold one. The white and gold ones are the ones that I saw first, and then I saw all these colors and I just had to get them. The teal is super gorgeous. It's got these gold little accents or foiling on it. They've got some little ideas on what to use them for here, and a listing of exactly what you're going to get. Yeah, they'd say gift wrap, putting them in a dome, but I'm definitely going to use these on a card. And yeah, that gold accent is super nice. I don't believe that they are double-sided. I'm just going to double check now, but from what I could tell in the store, they didn't look to be double-sided, and I wouldn't expect them to be, and they are not. Some of them, I guess, even the first one, go figure, the first one I pull out is not totally cut properly. Again, I don't mind doing that kind of stuff. Some people might mind, but they're really nice. They're kind of like a heavier cardstock. That gold is gorgeous. The color is gorgeous, and it's like a pre-made die cut and a lot less work sometimes. So this one's got 32 pieces. The orange one has 33 pieces in it. Why there's a difference, I have no idea, but I love this color. I loved the orange color because they actually kind of look to me a little bit more realistic. So it's these ones. They still have the gold on them as well. There's 33 pieces. And there we go. I'm contemplating next time I'm in town getting groceries, getting some more of them, even though I don't think I need them. But sorry, there's a bit of a jump here. My camera died. But the next thing that I got at Dollarama was this set of mini wood embellishments. I just love the camera, the glasses, the bicycle. These I thought were super cute. There's a few of each. There's got some nice banner ones, the anchor, a leaf, and I just thought there were so many great things that I can do and so much that you can add to a card with these. It adds some depth and some texture, and you could paint these or stamp on top of these. I've got some great ideas to use the banners and these little chevrons. Yeah, the banners have the holes in them, so you could actually string them onto a card like a banner, which would be very cute in my opinion. And again, it's just a little bit heavier. It looks, in my opinion, on a finished card a little bit fancier. And these were $4, and you get 144 pieces. So this is one of those things at Dollarama where it was a little bit more expensive than $1. But for $4 for 144 pieces, and some of these are pretty intricately cut out, I am definitely okay spending that. I saw one there, a set like this, about a week ago, and it was just like flowers and butterflies, but I wasn't super fond of it. But when I was at this new one today, I saw this one and I knew I just had to have it. I like a lot of these shapes a lot better, and it's just something I use a lot more than a whole bunch of flowers and butterflies, even though I just bought all those butterflies. In any case, this next item is another crafty kind of item, and it's for a craft, but it's super boring, but I figured I'd show it to you anyways. This is masking tape. For anybody who doesn't know, I have a son who will be 1 year old in September, and I'm currently starting up all of the birthday decorations. I am in the process of creating a big cardboard Jeep in our living room to use as a decoration and also for him to play around in. In any case, I need the masking tape because I'm holding the cardboard all together with it. I had one before that was a little bit thinner, but I liked that this was a thicker one. I also ran out of the other stuff, so I needed this today. But in any case, this I will be using for a craft that I will be sharing, and that will be the giant Jeep. This next item is also not really craft related, but it's for my craft room, so I figured I would share it because I really like this. This is also something that's not $1, but was from the dollar store, but because of what it is, I couldn't pass it up. So it is just basically an extension cord with the one plug on one end, 3 plugs on the other, and I thought this would be perfect for my craft room. It matches my craft room. It's 5 feet long, and the cord is actually flat, and I just got a new desk set up, and my desk is now just a little bit higher than counter height, which kind of makes it difficult for plugging things in sometimes. So this will be super awesome. I can have it plugged in behind the desk, and then I can bring it up behind the desk and have just this top extension plug-in portion on top of the desk so I can plug in whatever needs to be plugged in. There is a warning on the back about like how much voltage that you should have plugged into it all at once. I'll be honest, I don't know what voltage, say, my Cricut and my laptop use, but I'll just make sure that I'm not having 2 things plugged in at once. And I normally don't. If I'm working on my laptop, I'm working on my laptop, and even then my laptop is not always plugged in. And when I'm working on my Cricut, I'm working on my Cricut, and my Cricut is plugged in, and that's about it. So these are all the colors that it came in. The pink first caught my eye, but this one was tucked in behind, and I could not pass up this color. So I'm super excited to have this. Again, $3.50, so a little bit more expensive for a dollar store item, but it's an extension cord and it's a like braided woven cord, so I'm okay with it. There's that warning there. I think it's a 1600 watts. I have no idea. I suppose I could look up what my laptop uses when a Cricut uses, but again, anything that I plug in, it's normally I'm using one thing at a time. I don't have a whole bunch of electronics going all at once. If I've got my camera in, my camera's not plugged in while I'm using it, and if my laptop's plugged in, it's because I'm using it or it needs to be charging and I'm making a card or doing other things. So in any case, this is the last thing I bought at Dollarama, and it's kind of a strange thing to buy, especially for card making, but I mean, that's what most of this has been. This is a placemat, a foam-backed I assume children's placemat. And I just aimlessly walk the aisles when I go to the dollar store. I look at everything. Also, as I said, I'm planning my son's first birthday, so I was looking kind of for some loot bag items, some decoration items, some party supplies, and that kind of stuff. And I happened down the placemat and place setting aisle and saw this. The pattern really caught my eye. I love the colors. I love the like mustard yellow and the dark kind of turquoise and the orange. And anyways, I picked it up. I immediately got a whole bunch of ideas for cards that I could do with this. And it was $1.25, so I figured even if it doesn't work out, I don't know, maybe I can frame part of it and put it up in my son's room because these are kind of like the colors of his room. Or anyways, what I thought I could do is cut out these robot shapes. Some of them will be a little bit difficult, like the one on the far right-hand side with the suspended glasses right here. That one I would think is a lot more difficult to cut out, but one like this where it's all one piece, I think would cut out nicely. Even this one, if you remove this top wire, would be really nice as a cutout. And then you could just stick it onto some nice backing paper mounted up. It's already mounted on foam, and it's just like a super unique kind of a thing to add. So I thought that was kind of cute. Like, you'll probably only get 5 little cutouts maybe out of it. But again, and I'm just going to double check. I just wanted to see how easily it would cut, and it cuts super easily. It's foam with just a really thin plastic layer. The edge is a little bit sharp, that edge of that plastic, so I would just make sure that when you're cutting, you're not cutting such a huge point like I just did, but I was just double checking. So this is super awesome, and I'm super happy that I got it. Now, these last two things, I'm sorry I'm jumping around. They are from the thrift store, as I mentioned earlier, but these are a little bit bigger, so I needed to organize myself a little bit better and set up my filming a little bit different. So the first thing I did get, or the last two things, the first of the last two things that I got at the thrift store was this file folder. And you can see it's got a bunch of different compartments in it. It was not full when I bought it, I will mention that. I was just so excited to use it when I came home that I filled it up. I used to have one of these. It was a single pocket. I bought it, I think, in high school from the Dollar Tree. It wound up with string and 2 buttons, and it worked pretty well, but I keep a lot of paper scraps, and when I had it, it was all just one compartment, like I said, and I would just throw all of my paper scraps in there, so finding a specific color was such a pain. Now that I've got more colors of cardstock and more little cuts and more pieces that I'm saving, I found it was way too difficult to be able to find something. I'd be looking for a piece of one color and couldn't find it, so I'd start with a new piece, and then of course when I went and put that one in my scrap package, I would see that I already had a piece and I've wasted a whole new paper. So like pieces like this, I've only used a little bit on my Cricut, and there's still tons of valuable real estate on that piece of paper, and it just cuts down on paper costs. I keep everything. I cut a lot of tiny little pieces out on my Cricut, so having even just the smallest little pieces is super, super helpful. The only downside I have is that this back section, there wasn't enough sections to fit everything. So the back section has a few pattern pieces, white, brown, gray, and black all together. I will say though, I use white, black, and gray very often in my cards, either as a card base or as little elements or as shadows. So I'm okay having that section all together because there's normally not too many scraps of those because I use them up so frequently. But I love having this. I love having these separate colors, and I'm hoping that that makes crafting and card making just that much easier, so I can make sure I'm using up all of the pre-cut pieces before I'm getting out a whole big sheet and wasting full sheets of paper to cut out tiny little elements when I already have paper out. So there we go. That is what that is. And again, if you can't find one of these at your thrift store, your dollar store will have one, and it's nice plastic, and it's super durable. Such a great idea for organizing scraps. I love this. Now this last thing is super big, and I was actually pretty excited to find this. There are some elements of it that I'm not so keen on, but that's okay. That's sometimes what you get at the thrift store. You get a big bulk something, and there's a few things in there that you're not so fond of, but you can pick and choose between it. So I got this giant package of scrapbook paper. I'm just going to zoom you out here a little bit. Sorry, I hope that wasn't too quick, and don't mind the messy desk. All of this stuff is just thrown around. But this stack of paper was actually inside of this kind of portfolio thing, Lori Gardner, Whimsical Seasons, 750 pieces. It says retail value $40. I don't know. I've never heard of it. Maybe I should have, and these pieces, I actually separated it out when I came home because I wanted to see what all was in there. I was carrying a baby around who was not happy with me for being at the thrift store for so long, so I didn't check out when I was there, but these pieces are the ones that I've separated from that kit because I don't think that they were part of it. But these ones have little pieces on them, like I showed on the last one, the TV, and this one's got the flowers, and a lot of these pieces will come right off of these scrapbook backings. Like, these are pre-made scrapbook pages, and I most likely won't use these pre-made scrapbook pages because I don't scrapbook. I used to, but I haven't in forever. But all these little elements, like we got the sun, the tire swing, some birds, the cloud, all of that can be easily removed or cut off of this paper, and you can definitely reuse all those items. So I'm going to try and quickly go through some of these. Winter one, baby themed. This one's only really got circles on it, but that's okay. And this one is some tags that you would cut out. I don't know if I'll use these ones, but who knows. Some kind of sports one with bugs, and I'm not sure what, either graduation or birthday. Now this one I really liked with the butterflies. Again, I don't know, butterfly theme for the day or something, but this one I thought was really pretty. Again, I'm on the fence. I don't know if these belong to that collection or not, but birthday, this one's got, I'm not sure. It looks like Treasure and King Tut, and I'm not sure what the theme was meant for this page, but little elements can be taken off or cut up and used for other things. This one's got a cute little drink on it that could be taken off, or any of these other little cards like that tag, these circle things, or the silver paper. Some of these little elements can be cut out. This one's got paint on it, so it's definitely damaged, but again, I'm not really using the backings for these ones. Now, these are some of the ones that I didn't really like the pattern. The pattern, for me at least, was just a little bit dated, and it's not something that I would definitely use. So I'm kind of on the fence about whether or not I want to keep these ones. There's a few more patterns like this in the collection, but I haven't taken those ones out, but I just want to take out a few to kind of show you what they were like. And this section, or this kit, is actually split up into 4 pieces. It's a seasonal scrapbooking kit, apparently. So it's got the spring, then there's summer, and yeah, there's the summer, and then there's a fall section and a winter section. So it's all just kind of pattern, it's papers, stickers, letters, and what I assume was just pieces to go with each season. So I'll take some of these out and show you what I got, but for really it doesn't matter. It's not like you're going to go and buy the exact same thing from the thrift store, but got this one with 4 pieces, some hearts, some Easter baskets, and then yeah, these little stickers there. I probably won't use those stickers either. I might just give them to somebody else who wants them. If you want them, let me know. Some seashells, the beach, and one thing I will say is like some of these papers, like when you get a scrapbook paper at a thrift store, you gotta kind of look at it as something else. Like this item could be taken out and cut out, or this could be cut out as even just a backdrop piece. And I'm so sorry for the jump in the footage here. I actually realized afterwards that my camera stopped filming without me knowing. And this last piece, the fall and the winter section, I'm just actually going to skim through really quickly and just kind of show you a brief overview of some of the ones I got. There's another one of these patterns that I wasn't so keen on, but this section's got some Christmassy ones and the other section had some fall ones. Again, I love getting scrapbook paper from the thrift store because there's such kind of like a variety, and it's not the same stuff that everybody's buying right now, and it gives you the chance to get something that somebody might have bought a long time ago that not as many people have now. And if you're making one-off cards or creating something that you want to be a little bit more individual with, it's really nice to have these options from places like the thrift store or discontinued stuff like that. It's a little bit harder if you are making or trying to make multiples of the exact same card or the exact same item. However, again, like I said, if you're making one-off or customized items, these are really, really great. So when you go to the thrift store, you can get lots and lots and lots of stuff for your money. My total for the thrift store haul was $2.70. That is right. All of these craft supplies that I've just shown you, I got for $2.70. And whenever I found the original pricing, I've actually placed it up in that top right-hand corner for you to see. And that is all I have to share for you today. I hope you enjoyed this haul. If you'd like to see more videos from me, more card making tutorials, more crafts in general, some more craft hauls, hit that like button down on the bottom so that I know, and hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell beside it if you'd like to be updated every time I upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.